I am working today, and I am working again for the rest of the week. Present continuous is another verb tense. It is an action that has taken place in the present and is an ongoing action. I am riding my bike this afternoon. You are practicing English tonight. Notice the ing sound at the end of the second verb. I am riding, you are practicing. With present continuous, make becomes making. I am making, I'm making. You, they, we are making. He, she, it is making. I am singing. You, they, we are singing. He, she, it is singing. Have. I am having. You are having. She is having. I am riding. You are riding. She is riding. I am baking. You are baking. He is baking. I am taking. You are taking. It is taking. Because. When you're trying to explain a reason for something, you can use the word because. I sing because I enjoy it. I study because I want to pass the test. I like to sing because I like music. The plants are sick because they have no water. You are writing because you want to be an author. Because is used to explain the reason. Can and could. Can is something within your ability. Could is something that may be in your ability. I can, you can, we can, she can, it can, he can, they can. I could, you could, we could. She could, he could, it could, they could, we could. Can is within your ability. Could, may be in your ability. Could versus should. Could are things that may be in your ability. Should are things that you need but may not want to do. I could, you could, we could. I should, you should, we should. Could, may be in your ability. Could, things you need to do but may not want to. I was sleeping. I was dreaming. I was driving to work. You were working. You were eating. This is past continuous. Past continuous is when you use the past tense verbs was or were and the verb that ends in the ing sound, ing. For example, I was singing, he was walking, she was dreaming, it was crying. They were wishing, you were swimming, we were sleeping. In this sentence, can you find the past continuous phrases? Last night, Ted explained to his sister what the novel was about. While Ted was explaining the novel, his sister fell asleep. Were you drinking yesterday? Where were you? While Ted was explaining the novel, his sister fell asleep. Were you drinking yesterday? When you want to do something, it is a thing that you desire to do. When you need to do something, you do not have a choice. It's a thing that must be done. When you do the past tense for either need or want, you add the id sound. I wanted to sing. He wanted to walk. She wanted to dream. They needed to wish. You needed to swim. We needed to sleep. Infinitives are the verb with the word to dream, to sleep, to be. Going to. Going to is used to show something that will happen in the future. I am going to sing. You are going to sleep. We are going to drive. I am, he, she, it is, they, you, we are going to be, to fall, to dance, to scream. She is going to run. Can you pick out the infinitives in these sentences? You need to study. You want to do something else. To do. You need to pay taxes. To pay. You want to eat cake. to eat. Again, I am going to cry. He is going to dream. You are going to sleep. Are the following sentences true or false for you? You need to study. You want to do something else. You need to pay taxes. You want to eat cake. In those sentences, what are the infinitives? You need to study. To study. You want to do something else. To do. You need to pay taxes. To pay. You want to eat cake. To eat. When you do actions at the same time, you can use the word while to show this. For example, while I am holding my cup, I am sitting down. While I am talking, I am thinking about what to say. While I am smiling, I am looking to the left. You can also use while to describe two actions happening at once by different people. While Kate is in class, Mary was at Subway. While the dog was running, the cat watched from the window. Now you say some sentences using while. What two things are happening at once where you are? Let me get you started. While I'm watching a video, I am going to have lunch later. I am going to drive home. I am going to describe something that will happen in the future. Never, rarely, seldom, sometimes, occasionally, often, frequently, usually, generally, always, every day, all the time. When something happens 0% of the time, never, at no time, rarely, seldom, almost never, sometimes, occasionally, often, frequently, usually, generally, almost always. When something happens 100% of the time, always, every day, all the time. Sometimes you may need to clarify, which means make clear, what a person said. If you do not know what they said, you can ask questions. For example, did you mean 8 o'clock in the morning? Was that the dog? Could you say that again? Did you mean the event was yesterday? Did you mean? Was that? Could you say that again? Are you saying? Jeff is going to the play, isn't he? I wanted to fly to Spain, didn't I? Sometimes English speakers will attach a question or a statement for clarification for more details. You are studying English, aren't you? So when you hear a short question at the end of a statement, that is another way to clarify meaning.